Welcome everyone to the CCL halftime show and welcome to season 4. I am Kyle Fergusson. I'm joined today by Porky, tank player for Simplicity. Welcome to you, Porky.
Thanks for having me, Kyle. Appreciate being here.
It's a pleasure to talk to you. One of my former teammates from NGS season, so I know a little bit of the background, but let's make sure we introduce you to the audience out there. You go by the name Porky. Where did that come from?
Well, I guess pork has always been kind of my favorite food, whether it's cold pork, bacon, that kind of thing. So I guess I just adapted that into my gamer tag.
And the TT is crying delicious pork?
I guess a bit, but it's mainly because Porky was already taken on Twitch, so I had to have something. And I thought TT was all right, so I just went with it.
Fair enough. Well, I know in our teams, we always joke that you were the youngest member on the team, but how'd you get involved in Heroes? How'd you end up playing the game in the first place?
Well, I got introduced to Heroes by a Hearthstone event. Hearthstone was my first Blizzard game, and they had an event for it. And I was like, sure, I'll just check this game out. And then I really liked it, so I started playing it a lot.
And when did you get to your first Grandmaster then? Or was that about the same time you got into Medivh? How did that storyline go?
I think I got into Medivh as soon as it came out. I got... I saw the video on the Heroes of the Storm channel. I was like, wow, this hero looks really cool. It can do a lot of things. And so I started playing it. It was rough because obviously it requires a team to play around you or to play around.
Is that how you got involved in competitive then? As you just really wanted to play Medivh?
I was a range player when I started out. I played flex. I played like the Medivh, Zarya, Abathur, that kind of thing.
And how did you end up on tank now for Simplicity?
Well, I started playing tank. Well, the first time I played tank in competitive was for 30k CCL and DreamHack. So this was around the time at the end of season 2, I think, where it was X-Ray who decided he wanted to part ways with the team, so they needed a tank player. And since I was coaching them at the time, they asked me to sub in. So I had a week of practice with tank. And we got second place though in DreamHack, and we almost beat Simplicity with the old roster like the Kira, Lutano, Osty. So I was very happy with myself. And then I started to pick tank back up again around January, right when CCL ended. And I've been playing it ever since, basically. And then I played it in HRCS as well.
Yeah, you've been floating around the scene for quite a while, and in fact, throughout multiple seasons, you were in the background as coach for both Crowd Control and 30k. What was that experience like?
Well, I think I wanted to coach season 1 and 2 because I didn't feel like I was ready to be in CCL. I played in the pre-season 1 in-houses with all the like top players, and I didn't feel like my gameplay was at the level that it should be for CCL, so I decided to take a break. I didn't sign up for season 1, and I got on a team with the EU players, so it was Dino, Lobber, Rutso, Dequaza, X-Ray, and I had a lot of fun coaching them. They were a good group of guys. We got first place regular season. I was very happy with that, and I decided to do it again for 30k. Following Dino and X-Ray.
So now are you bringing a lot of those lessons over to Simplicity?
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit harder to communicate some of the things that I want to do, obviously, because my teammates are all Koreans this time around. So communication has been a bit of a hassle, but it's been getting a lot better recently in our recent scrims. So I'm very optimistic about the future.
Well, let's talk about your hero pool a little bit then, because I know you as a Zeratul Medivh, and perhaps the most reluctant Falstad I've ever met. How did you train up your tanks, and what tanks are you going to be favoring this season? And is there any that is your personal favorite?
Well, the tanks I tend to favor are tanks that I feel like have a lot of impact in fights, so I tend to favor heroes like, I guess Garrosh is a hero I'm very known for. I think a lot of people have said Garrosh is my best tank. So I might be looking to favor that. Even though I don't think he's that amazing in this meta, I'm probably going to try and make him work somehow.
Nice. As we talk about the teams here, this is our, opening weekend. So I'd like to get your hot takes or some of your predictions on some of the teams you see around you. Are there any that just stand out to you as well put together, scary opponents, maybe ones you're even looking forward to fighting?
Well, I think 30K checks both of those marks. They're a very scary team. They have all the best players on their respective roles in North America. So we play them week 2 as well. So I'm looking forward to that and testing my skills against the best.
Yeah, they're an all-American team this season. What about like Granite Gaming, which is almost all ex-HGC players?
I don't think we play Granite until later in the season, so my thoughts really haven't been centered around them. I've been focusing. We play the North American teams earlier. We play Wildheart week 1. We play 30K week 2. So I'm mainly just focusing on those right now. But I think they'll probably scale as well into the season as they start playing together again. So I guess I'm looking forward to playing them when we scale as well.
Absolutely. So any thoughts on Wildheart for this upcoming match?
They have a lot of good mechanical players. Like Ibitings is a very scary player to play against. He's in a mechanical god, I guess, and I hate playing against him in Storm League. He is really good at all the heroes he plays. Another person that I'm looking out for is Haven. He's a Korean tank player that's recently on their roster. He's been playing a lot of NA Storm League. I've played a lot against him. He's pretty good as well, even though he's playing 180 ping.
Yeah, how does that affect things? And on your side, you're playing with Simplicity here with Korean players. How do you coordinate with the ping when you don't have it yourself?
It's a bit hard, yeah. That obviously ping changes up a lot of things. There's a lot of strategies that I would like to do that I can't do because some of my players are on ping. You can't play some of the more mechanically intensive heroes for some of our range players because of the ping. But it's been an adventure seeing or testing what we can do and what we can't do. But I think we're getting it figured out.
Well, if you were to introduce us to the team in whole, kind of go down the list here, a lot of these names are new to us. So tell us a little bit about Simplicity, some of your players.
Okay, let me start. Wishing, he actually won the Korean Crucible in 2018. He was going to be in HGC. He's a support player. He's been playing a lot of NA Storm League 2 as well. I think a lot of people have come to respect him in his play. He makes a lot of insane plays that we didn't think were possible on 180 ping. So I'm happy to have him on my team.
Wait, what constitutes an insane play on healing? Is it Lucio business?
I remember specifically one play. We were playing on Shrines. I was playing Diablo. He was playing Lucio. I tried to Q one of his teammates. He was sitting in a bush, and he Q'd me mid shadow charge from bush when I didn't even see him. So that's something that's stuck in my mind.
Yeah. Well, who else on this team comes to mind for you?
APDO is one of my teammates on this team. He's a very mechanically skilled player. He's a top Korean grandmaster. I think for a while, I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think APDO, Berber, and Dulal have been playing together on a team in Korea, if I'm not mistaken, during the revival HOTS season over there. I think they got second or third. So yeah, it's been an experience playing with them. It's always good to play with Koreans. I really like their playstyle. They're always really aggressive, and they always want to do things on the map. So yeah, I just like playing with Korean players a lot.
And then you got Slips as well, who's a Canadian player, your ranged DPS.
Yeah, so Slips was my teammate in HRCS, and for those of you who don't know what HRCS is, it's a tournament sponsored by Wild Heart 30K and Diamond Hands for amateur players. So I played in that tournament with Slips, B-Kid, Dansky, and June, and we were back-to-back champions. So I've just been really impressed with Slips. He's an up-and-comer. HRCS was the first time he played in like competitive HOTS, and I've been really impressed with his play. So I asked him to be our sixth man for the season.
Oh wow, yeah, you all are coming hot off those victories. Heroes Rise Contender Series, and first place through 4 seasons.
Yeah, I think
at least
so.
4 months of the tournament. Wow, nice. Well done. We're looking forward to seeing y'all in action. As we wrap up the interview here and head towards the action, is there any shout-outs you'd like to do?
Yeah, I guess shout-outs to Party Foul, our manager, and Simplicity. It's been a pleasure working with him. He does all our scheduling and stuff. Shout-outs to my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/TTPorky. I usually stream there on weekdays, so you can find me playing tank there and practicing for my CCL matches. Shoutouts to you, Kyle. Thanks for having me on. I always appreciate talking to you. And shoutouts to CCL for putting this tournament on, I guess. That's really about it.
Awesome. Well, everybody, stay tuned for that upcoming game, and welcome again to Season 4 of the CCL.